Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Kingmaker on Christmas Eve. Well, yeah, technically it's Christmas Eve, it's about 5:15 in the morning, and by the time this gets up, God, it might even be Christmas Day. Who knows? I'm just going to have some fun. Now, before I go much further, I want to check. I've got 2 of these and 2 of those. And I do know where a 3rd one of these is, I just can't remember. I think it'll be easier to show on the world map. However, I have a mission. After that nightmare, it's time to head to the river. I'm going to be not taking any of these things with me, because I put them all in storage. Now, we don't want you. You're a nasty, evil scumbag who should never be allowed in the party. You're a solid stalwart companion. You're utterly nutty. You're a vital support party member. You support a bit in a different way. And you have some interesting spells and thief skills to bring to the table. So let's head off. So, yeah, as you know, I'm playing a few different characters through this opening portion of the game, playing different classes, mucking about a bit, and I happen to have discovered yet another fragment. I can't remember exactly where it was. I'll be going back and checking. So basically, hang on, now I can do this. So, up here, no, up there was one dryad leaf. And at the Temple of the Elk there was a second one near the entrance, but there's a 3rd one right up at the back near where the boar was. So I appear to be missing one of those, unless I'm just not seeing it. You know, unless I somehow misplaced it. So at some point I would like to go back and collect that before the time limit runs out for this chapter. However, that's going to take quite a bit of time. And in terms of the broken necklace fragments, there was one here and one, oh god, where was the second one? Should be the old tomb, right? The ancient tomb. Yeah. So they are really well hidden, and I'm going to have to start looking for places to go. But for now, obviously, I want to head off towards Nettles Crossing at the Shrike River and find out what this nasty, horrible nightmare was all about. Also, at some point, I should probably visit the old Sycamore, because it's quite a low challenge rating location, and I should be fine there. Right. Let's set off along the road. It's early one morning on the 23rd of Desnus. Speaking of which, I should check how our time limit's going. 51 days and 20 hours. Okay then. I'm going to also mark all these as red, just so that I don't have to see the little red exclamation marks next to them all the time. I haven't really found enough cobbles to know where the moon radishes are likely to be. Amiri wants to keep killing things. Right. So we're mainly going to look out on the riverbed. Also, it would be nice to find out where Tartuccio's got to, because he's obviously up to no good out here somewhere. Really? Oh, I suppose it is evening, okay. Let us rest. Now, we do not wish to camp. We don't want to hunt. We have plenty of rations. No, yeah, that's fine. Right. Nobody's really hurt, so we can put him on something else. Can we put you down here as well? We can. Interesting. Okay. Now, what is your special? Oh yeah, the alarm spell, that's fine. And Okay, there's no easy way of checking character sheet there and spell selected, but that's okay, it's fine. It'll be fine. You know. Could be worse. You know, that is a terrible job for her to be on. She's rubbish at it. Let's just put her on watch with the other person who can't see in the dark. This will be a disaster, but let it at least be a glorious one. Well, food's been spoiled again. Okay. But we didn't get ambushed and nobody died, and my god, it's 3:30 in the morning. Let's move on out, people. Waterlogged lowland. A gloomy, soggy lowland leading into a swamp. Travellers avoid this place. The swamp is dangerous on its own, but it also tends to attract monsters and other unpleasant creatures. I wonder if there would be any kobolds there. I don't rightly know. But I do know this road leads to the river. And we are going to make it to Nettles Crossing. This is going to get interesting, to say the least. Also, I'm going to blatantly just do a quick paranoia check on this load screen. Great. Okay, so far so good. We've got the mist, which seems intent on shrouding the area of every square or oblong-based location we might wish to go to. Now, we have ruins of a building over here. Here we just have some trees and a bit of a rocky outcropping. Okay. I must also remember to be on... Oh, hell, that small sapling there really looked like a creature twitching and moving. Alright, let's go read this. 5 coins to cross the river. That is totally understandable, and that looks like a mooring post. Some kind of docks. Yep, okay. Well, let's amble down here, because obviously this is a computer game, so we need to go everywhere apart from
I believe I found something.
You see? Everywhere apart from the obvious ancient Rosslandic coin. Okay, we got lightning. And we've got actual close striking lightning hitting the ground. We do not want to stand still for too long. Why is everyone so heavily overburdened? We're not really carrying that much. I will be dumping more stuff when we get back again. But for now, obviously, we want to see what we can... Wow, this is getting really dark. Time is 10:39 in the morning. That is dark and stormy. Okay. Is it me, or is just... This is so unbelievably dark. I knew we had some kind of light spell. This small house burnt down a dozen years ago. Well, that's fine. Can we go into it and search it? Because this seems to be like nighttime lighting, you know? There might be something here we can find that will shed some light on, but yep. Oh, wow. Okay, potion of resist cold, lovely. Silver ring, artificial flower, bloodstone, scroll of shocking grasp, very appropriate with all these thunderbolts, and some gold coins. Let's keep looking, because if there's some kind of nightmare that has led us here, some kind of horror or ghost that could be laid to rest, it's worth looking, you know? And isn't there supposed to be a river over here somewhere? Oh god, what are you? Look like a zombie. Davik Nettle. This corpse's face is bloated from being so long in the water. The stench from its toothless mouth is so foul that your eyes begin to water. The hand, clenching a sinister-looking spear, is covered in scabs. Suddenly you feel faint, as if a cold, wet hand is placed heavy on top of your head. Wet hair sticks to skin, and trickles of icy cold water run down your face and shirt. A hoarse whisper rises inside your head. There you are. I sense evil, but not evil committed by this poor soul. No, he rose on account of some evil done to him. Who are you? Davik Nettle. A storm of bright images flashed before your eyes. A long time ago, this person then, a living man, came here from Prevoy, constructed a rope bridge, built a house, and lived in it, collecting payment from those who crossed the river. How did you die? You see a vision of a lovely spring day. Sunbeams shine warm against your cheeks. 3 men approach the house by the bridge, one of them wearing an antlered helm. The Stag Lord. Angry faces, a quarrel, the glint of an unsheathed sword. Suddenly the Stag Lord's greedy eyes are twisted by surprise. The master of the house has unleashed his hounds. A burning smell stirs you awake to the sound of loud barking. Flames are crawling up the walls. The sound of breaking glass. The bitter cold night air. You're outside the house, and something is wrong. An arrow strikes deep into your shoulder. You hear the guffaw of 10 throats. You run, already in the middle of the bridge. The man in the antlered helm cuts one of the ropes. An ear-splitting scream fills the air. He doesn't talk much, this zombie, does he? He has amazing power to project images into our head. This is quite strong, given that we have little to no emotional connection to him. So it was you who sent me those nightmares. Gurgling, deep-chested laughter pierces your skull, clouding your vision and flooding your ears. All else becomes muffled as if you are trapped under water. You shake your head to cast off the apparition. What do you want from me, dead man? You see a vision of a man wearing an antlered helm. You hear a muffled groan, and the helm drops to the ground with a loud thud. Your hands are covered in hot blood. Too much blood! Don't you just hate it when someone asks you to do something you were going to do anyway? It makes me want to do nothing just to spite them. You know, that is a very common experience. It's true. You know, when someone tells you to do something you're already doing, you don't want to do it. You want to say, no! Stop! Enough! Very well, I shall mete out your vengeance upon the Stag Lord. I am a hero, after all, allegedly. The drowned man, who had been sitting motionless, nods his head. Come later. Take the spear. I would help him if he wasn't going to pay. He has such a hard life. Well, a hard on death. That must be even harder, says Octavia. And there he is. And the sun has come out once again. And we can actually see what we're doing. Now, I do believe the bridge has been absolutely thoroughly sabotaged. And we do need to find a way across the river to the Stag Lord's lair. What the hell was that flashed up? We are not going to get any options to fix this. But if we come... Wait, is this one of those deals where it's just so shallow there we can just walk across? I doubt it, but we can try, right? We can at least walk down here and see how close we can get. Probably not very close at all. Yeah, okay, that's it. In fact, that might even be the edge of the area. So we do need to find a place where we can cross the river. But at least now we have a deeper understanding of what is going on.
No stopping now.
Okay. Alright, let's take a look at our map and see where we can go from here. In a way, it's nice of the game to have provided me with some sort of options. Now, where are we going to cross this river? So I believe the Staglord's lair to be somewhere down there, or possibly over here. I'm not entirely certain. More importantly, he debases the rightful image of Erastil, and that's not on. Trail in the hills. Oh, please. Oh, please be where Tartusio is hiding. It's probably not that kind of trail.
To catch my breath.
You always get tired before the rest of us. Wonder if it's constitution related. It could very well be. And in fact, I suspect that is it. Also, you're still level 2. With quite a way to go, which probably isn't anything to do with it. Let's just go a little along this road here.
May we have a moment of respite?
We'll fight this encounter and then we'll be... The idea is to go one more along the road and then rest. I didn't want to be too close to that trail in the hills in case something nasty came down to get us. Now though...
I'm not afraid.
What are you? You're a skeleton. Are you the only one? Quite possibly. You're in need of rest, so you can unleash spells. Snowball. Lovely. We're going to rest soon, so go for it.
Serves you right.
Do you have Disrupt Undead? No. Okay. I'll just go over Bless then for now. Right. Lady, get angry and get in there. Likewise, but without the angry. This is power attack. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. And you can charge on them as well. Because one of you might get there. Oh, hello! Right. Christian. Channel positive energy to harm the dead, to cleanse them and send them back into the afterlife. You know what? That was great. Do it again. Okay, you... have some fun.
Let us strike it one.
Alright. That may be the last of them.
It is done.
Let's see if we're not allowed to leave the map now. She is still fatigued and we are allowed to leave the map, so that's okay. We even appear to be unharmed as well, which is highly beneficial. Now look, these are very geographic shapes, very geomorphic. You know, we've got like a straight with a round at each end, and these almost look man-made. It makes me wonder if perhaps these might be ruins. I mean, they don't quite look like it, they look like some kind of American Grand Canyon thing. But, you know, these could be the basis for pillars from some ancient civilization. Now, we were headed along this path. Now we shall rest. Yeah, this is theoretically good. Look, we eat the bloody rations. How many times do I have to tell you people? God dear. Right. Ah, a nice hearty meal indeed. Good. Now, we want to get to here and find out what awaits us. Also, we should scour the area thoroughly to avoid having to come back later on, in case we missed anything. In fact, you know, why don't you let me know in the comments section down below if you think there's anything really important I've missed already. And I will... Ooh, this is tricky.
It is done.
Oh yeah, I also missed a little treasure stash up at the old burned down cottage as well. See, things in this game so far are reasonably well hidden, but not just blatantly... Oh, hello.
I need inspiration.
No, that is a leopard. Panthers are ones that are black. Okay, it's just Kings of War, the Basilian Panthers just never seem to be black. No one ever paints them that way. Right. Let's go with that bless, just in case there's more of them. You fighting defensively? You are. Good. Just get there. Fan out. Right. Hold it. That's good. I know this feels like an utter emergency. I'm probably overdoing it. Telekinetic fist! He'll be closer soon. Right. Get in there. Likewise.
I can't keep this up much longer.
Bloody hell. Okay. Heal another. Hey, guess what you get to do? You get to cast Cure Moderate Wounds on her, because she really needs it.
Avenge me.
Oh, for God's sake. Right. Heal her again, because she is well and truly shagged. Right, Amiri, this ain't working. Get angry. So, this leopard is a killer.
This won't kill me.
Alright, Tricia, it's barely hurt, so just pump out the healing. And you, my dear, snowball it. We do have magic missiles. Let's use some of them.
You survive. I always survive.
Right, why aren't you fighting? Fight.
We can do it.
I'll survive. I always survive.
Right. -8. Why is she still... That's not right. Okay. Still seems to be up. Maybe she just hasn't fallen down yet. Okay. Ah, she has Disrupt Undead. Alright. She's closer than... Right, -2, -8.
I won't give up.
What the hell was that? That's not good. Oh my god. This thing is insane. Yeah, that's self, of course it's self. Right. Heal the living again.
I'm wounded.
Yep, got the message. Oh, just fight on.
Strike with all your might. I won't give up.
Oh god, this is insane. This is one of those moments where you just feel that the encounter is blatantly too difficult for your level. Actually. Attack bonus plus 13? Okay, they were on drugs when they designed this encounter. Yeah, that's like a level 6 or level 7 kind of encounter. We are well and truly screwed. Oh well. And we can't retreat either.
I'm wounded.
Yeah, like that's going to make a difference. Right. -15. Oh, we are dead.
You survive. I always survive.
I won't give up. Forward.
Okay. Big heal. Not that it's going to help much. Oh, for God's sake. No, that won't help at all. Okay. We're just dead.
Oh, Sarah, I see your light.
So yeah, I don't know what drugs the developers were taking, but there's nothing we can do here, really.
Protect me, please.
Look, mate,
What?
we're dead. This is ridiculous.
Last chapter.
Hey,
Please just let it end
someone
quickly.
help me. I die
Thank you.
free.
That was outrageous. Am I going to have to redo the whole walk down the road to get to the river again? Because that'd be a nightmare. Yeah, we're just not going in there. If Tartusho's there, he can rot in leopard hell. So the ancient tomb was here, so he was around here somewhere, right? So you'd think, just maybe...
I need to catch my breath.
Ah, come on, people. Seriously? Well, okay, let's get some rest then. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. That's annoying. Right, look. What the hell? I mean, we want to basically rest till, like, you know, nice, not too early in the morning, something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Also, eating our rations, so we get to work away at that weight carried. Okay, let's go into a swamp and see what treasures we can find there. Slugs and worms, probably. Waterlogged lowland, basically a mire, a marsh, or a swamp. The heath is generally quite dry. We walked across the heath for a long time, yet no sight sprang up before our eyes. By turns, we discovered a verdant lowland with several near-about springs streaming down behind another hillside, and then, in the distance, in the centre of the lowland, among the bush, there stood a single dry tree. A true giant. Its magnificent outline resembled an animal's paw clawing at the sky. But what was truly remarkable, the flat landscape was dotted by mysterious dark clumps. They were piled about the height of a man and scattered about in abundance. Well, we determined that we should explore the lowland. Absolutely. The further we trekked, the softer the land became. Uh-oh. Step by step, heath grass gave way to moss, low-growing shrubs and ferns, then sloshy puddles of stinky swamp water. The muddy ground sucked at our feet, and soon our party was jumping from hassock to hassock. Finally, we reached the first group of mysterious humps, and learned they were no mere hills, but dug-out dwellings. We moved with great care towards the centre of the lowland, and there the real swamp began. On the way towards the mysterious giant tree, we saw the foggy outline of another hut, which was much bigger and surrounded by small clay statues. You know... So we could go examine the hut. The huts, retreat and move... couldn't retreat, moved over forwards towards the tall tree, determined to visit the big hut on our way there. Yes. We'll visit the large hut and then go to the tree. Rather, examine surrounding dwellings gives you the impression that you're not then going onto the tree, maybe? Better we stop? Okay, yes. We walked slowly, carefully choosing our way, keeping to drier ground as much as possible. But the further we went, the more difficult it became, and soon we were wading waist-deep through the cattails. Those are... the what? No. No, those are bulrushes, aren't they? Frogs croaked loudly as we peered anxiously into the cloudy water, struggling to make out what shadows flitted along the bottom. Suddenly, Keldrak Morden staggered, spit out an oath, and flailed his arms. He'd taken a wrong step, and unable to pull out his foot, he called out loudly and began to sink into the vile green slush. Well, that is... Wary of another of us getting sucked into the bog, we decided to form a living chain. Standing next to each other and holding hands, we began to pull up our fellow traveller. Oh my god. Keldrak's head was sucked below the deathly water, but our hands were just in time. We pulled with all our strength and he emerged, gasping above the frothy muck. Keldrak Morden was rather green by the time we'd lifted him out, but found the strength to thank us once he'd caught his breath. Oh my god, is it frogmen? The insatiable bog gurgled. Sorry, bleh. Bog gurgled. Try not to run it together. The insatiable bog gurgled hungrily after us, but we didn't look back. Sodden and weary, we finally made it back to solid ground, and a palace of sorts rose before our eyes. A spacious hut made of mud like the rest, but decorated with pebbles, bones, I'm pretty sure those are bulrushes, and... well, not even bulrushes, what's it? It's not, you don't call them... what is it? It's like... it's not... I know... Pussy Willow! Pussy Willow! You don't call them cattails, it's Pussy Willow! I knew it had come to me. Yeah, a spacious hut made of mud like the rest, but decorated with pebbles, bones, pussy willows, spikes, and snail shells. In front of the so-called palace was a wide and shallow reservoir. Its green water reflected the leaves of huge ferns and primitive clay figurines. The buzzing of gnats was nearly deafening. We were not far from the centre of the swamp, and we were not far to the centre of the swamp. That's got to be a translation error. And a firm and steady path led there through the thick bushes. No, the thick bushes. I was correct first time. At its end, that tall, dry tree stretched mightily upwards, clawing at the firmament. We will attempt all skill checks. We carefully examined the clay figurines, trying to fathom who they might portray. And failed again! Hooray! Lindsay, you're getting the hat back. Goggle eyes, flat heads with no necks, ears or chins, ugly long legs unnaturally bent, these mysterious clay sculptures depicted some uncanny cross between a frog and a human. Didn't I say frogmen? I said frogmen. The buzzing of gnats was nearly deafening. We were not far from the centre of the swamp, and firm and steady path led there through the thick bushes. Yeah, you know what? Let's have a look inside the hut. The palace was I'm trying to find what of this hasn't been recycled and what has. The palace was twice the height of the other huts, and its entrance was wide enough that three could walk abreast. The walls were decorated. An unknown builder had scratched drawings in the clay while it was still wet. The faded scroll depicted huge amphibians devouring smaller frogs, some frog-headed, others not. Sorry, smaller figures. Yeah, so smaller frogs without frogs' heads. They're mutants. 3 of the 4 rooms boasted large holes filled with water, just like the other dwellings, though here there were steps descending into them, cut into the dirt. In the furthest room we found equipment decorating the walls. Leather armour, spears, clubs. To our surprise, a number of the items were rather well preserved. The hut was clearly deserted, so we felt no shame in taking some of it with us. Let us now go and see the tree itself. It was ever so lovely to walk once again along the well-trodden path. Our soaked clothes imagined being dry, and our mood at once lifted. The bushes that bordered the path seemed to wave at us amiably with their juicy green leaves and shiny bright red berries. A fresh wind puffed along away the rotten smell, and it finally felt like the swamp might be nearly behind us. But then the wind stopped blowing, and the thorny branches continued to move, and we heard a shout. Valerie, who was watching our rear, pointed to a surging, crawling wall of green filling in the path behind us. The surrounding thicket was coming to life. Its branches reached out with a soft swishing sound. Drops of sap oozed from their thorns, gleaming in the emerald dusk. The path was disappearing. There was no way back, and the clear space ahead was closing. This is evidently some kind of trap. Let's see, mobility or strength? Right, the mobility difficulty is 1 higher. Strength doesn't get skill ranks, so if anyone, like Lindsay or Amiri, who I'm pretty sure both have at least 1 rank in mobility, is going to make that skill check, they've probably, in theory, got better odds than just making a stat check. We ran forward as fast as our legs could carry us, flying towards the closing passage. And finally we succeeded check and gained some experience for it. How lovely! As any experienced traveller can tell you, sometimes you walk and sometimes you run. The branches snatched at our backpacks and clothes, and the sprouts tangled at our feet, but we slipped their grasp. We were too quick. Finally, after what seemed like an endless walk, bloody hell, that's obviously carved in, looks like some kind of horned goblin with a massive long tongue. And 3 arms. Finally, after what seemed like an endless walk, we came upon the gigantic dry tree that had so intrigued us from the beginning. Lo and behold, we saw an idol cut into its trunk. Well, that's more of an icon, really. A huge, 3-horned, 3-eyed toad. Horns? Where's the 3rd horn? I see 1 horn, I see 2 horns, I see an arm with a foot, or on the end of it, another leg. Its googly eyes made it look both cruel and dumb, almost idiotic. Its muzzle hung half open, sharp-toothed with several hanging tongues. Deep brown streaks oozed from the corner of its mouth. Someone's been smearing bad stuff on this thing's bad mouth. It's got 3 eyes, I still don't see the 3rd horn. Yes. We tried to glean what sort of idol it might be, although it does reek of evil. What is it? There could be no doubt. It was Goganta, master of the great swamp and in the demon abyss. But what is this? Why were we examining the idol? While we were examining the idol, a large, bright blue dragonfly came out of the hollow in the tree and sat invitingly on the very tip of one of our noses. It was so remarkably strange, it didn't react to our movements and seemed quite content to remain where it sat. The idol reeked of evil, to say the least. We were certain we must destroy it, although we knew not how. Clearly we could not leave such an obscenity unscathed. We drew our swords and slashed at the wooden face, and from it oozed black, sticky blood. We heard a great clap of thunder, and a thick fog arose from nowhere. The birds screamed furiously. More thunder soon followed, and with each strike the sky grew darker and darker. Soon we couldn't see the sun through the fog. The air shuddered again, but was it still thunder, or the creaky voice of the monstrous toad? Still our iron blades dug deep into the blood-soaked wood, and at last the idol was smashed into splinters. They're going really over the kill on the excessive special effects here. I mean, yeah, sometimes Golarion is like almost as bad as Forgotten Realms in terms of being ridiculously high magic and high fantasy. However, the fog cleared away and silence descended. Suddenly we realized that every frog in the swamp had gone quiet. We turned, almost with a sigh of relief, and saw that the flesh-eating bush had withered away. Satisfied with the job well done, we returned to whence we'd came. And we probably do not want to be going back there anytime soon. In fact, speaking of time, that is a rather good time to end the episode. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the next one. I'll say bye-bye for now, and cheerio!